Good morning, everyone. My name is Bartosz. I am from Microfinance Center, and I would like to welcome everyone on our Easy Technical Assistance webinar on innovation in BDS for farmers, ABA Center, and Pet Invest case studies. But before we start, as usually, I will just say a few words about the program itself, a few words of introduction. The program is financed by and managed by European Commission. There are two parts of technical assistance that are offered under this program. One of them is being implemented by the consortium of three entities. This is Frankfurt School of Microfinance and Management, of Finance and Management, Microfinance Center, and European Microfinance Network. The second standard is being implemented by Microfinance Rating, who are offering ratings and evaluation services of the benefiting institutions in Europe. The services under the program are following. The selected beneficiaries, those who have gone through the call of expressions launched by the European Commission, receive free of charge technical assistance consisting of training courses and technical assistance, always tailored to the individual needs of the selected institutions. For those microcredit providers that have signed up to the European Code of Good Conduct, we are offering trainings on the implementation of the code and how to prepare institutions to go through the evaluation process. And for the wider European microcredit sector, we are offering different types of dissemination of microfinance practices. These might be microfinance workshops or webinars. This can be also peer-to-peer training, study visits, or a help desk. As you can see in the bottom of the screen, the project duration is 4 years, and this project ends in July this year, so this is the very end of the project. But I think I can already announce it that the continuation for the next 4 years is also will be implemented by our consortium of our three organizations. To find out more about the project, you can visit a dedicated website or contact the project team directly using these email addresses that you see right now on the screen. And taking this opportunity, I would like to invite you to other events and webinars organized by Microfinance Center in April. This is an information session on partnership and financing for migrant inclusion that will take place next Monday. The last session of business continuity planning webinar series that will take place on Wednesday, and the webinar about what microfinance can learn from the EU crowdfunding next in the second part of the month. As always, I encourage all of you who are not our members so far to become our member, to join Microfinance Center Network. Go visit our website and contact us directly. There are a lot of benefits from being a member of Microfinance Center. You can read about on our website. One of these benefits is also special discount for our annual conference, and but you don't have to be a member to attend it. So I also invite everyone who is interested in microfinance sector to join us in Istanbul in June, in the end of June this year. I encourage you to visit our conference website when you will find the preliminary agenda and the registration forms. Briefly about the rules of the webinar. It is being recorded. The video will be available on our website and our as well as a Microfinance Center and the EasyTA program dedicated YouTube channels. During the webinar, all participants are muted and your cameras are off. So to ask a question, you can either use a chat box, but please remember to address it properly to everyone or to the panelists. Also, you can raise your hand using the WebEx tool, and if we see that your hand has been raised, we will unmute you and allow you to take part in a discussion. So, getting back to the topic of our webinar today, the innovation and business development services for farmers, as on a case study of ABA Center, ABA Center, and FedInvest. Just let me say a few words about the wider context of it, the webinar, and this case study, to some extent, feeds into the discussion about ecosystem business-based models that is going on in the microfinance sector recently. The idea of the business model that is not designed for the single organization, but it's built around a particular service or customer profile. I believe that ABA Center can be seen as such business model, or at least as an element of such a business model. So this is the perspective that here in Microfinance Center we take to look at this case study. And our expert today is Hiroko, a specialist in poverty reduction policies and strategies with significant experience working in more than 20 countries across different continents, including Asia Pacific region, Middle East, and Africa. Hiroko leads the Japan International Cooperation Agency consultant team as a part of financial inclusion of Albanian smallholders projects, FiAS project. Also, welcome Perlat, expert and experienced senior manager in finance institutions, specialist with a history of over 20 years in the microfinance sector, currently Chief Executive Officer of FedInvest Albania, the implementing partner of the FiAS project. Welcome Hiroko, welcome Perlat, and I'm passing the mic to you.
Thank you, Bartosz, for your kind words.
Thank you, Bartosz, and we are pleased to be in this webinar as a panelist and to show you our journey as of today for ABA Center and the project that we have been conducting together with the JICA consultant team as part of the bigger project we have between FedInvest, JICA, and the Ministry of Economy and Finance. So thank you. I like to share the presentation that we have prepared for this occasion. And just a second. Okay, so how ABA Center, which includes practically, the two ways we try to provide services to farmers in Albania, across Albania, through face-to-face activities and through the online activities. So the two mediums that we are following, the face-to-face and the online, represent the practically what we have conceptualized and implemented for the services of ABA Center. How we got to this concept and how we have developed from there. We'll go through 5 sections that we have prepared. So background, setup of ABA Center, ABA services, and the voice of the users of ABA Center, where we are today and the achievements we have done so far. ABA Center is an ecosystem-based business model and the challenges that lie ahead of us. ABA Center practically started based on a survey that we conducted with more than 1,000 farmers across Albania. And during this survey that we conducted along with the JICA consultant team, we identified that there are a lot of needs for information, for knowledge and skills, and also instruments to get access to the market. So Based on this, we sit together and conceptualized, how we want to meet all these needs. And what we have decided, is what I mentioned from the beginning. We decided, to create ABA Center, that will provide these services that address the farmers' needs through two main mediums, through physical activities, face-to-face activities, and through online, based on the ABA Online platform that we have named later. So ABA Online is a digital platform that is accessible by all farmers who have internet or a smartphone. Practically everyone that has a smartphone based on Android system or iOS can have access to ABA and register to ABA Online services. Our vision is really to become a national center, that can reach all farmers across Albania. Over the last 1 year and a half, we haven't been able to do much of the face-to-face activities because of the pandemic situation. So we have focused on online services. Therefore, a lot of this presentation is about, what kind of services we are providing through ABA Online. How we conceptualize and how we set up the ABA and the strategy to meet the needs of the farmers is based on the categories of farmers based on their development stage. And why we have chosen this way, because of the Albanian agriculture market context. Albanian agriculture sector is not big. It's a small market, and we have around 300,000 farms across the country that are very, very small. Every farm average farm size is between 1.2 and 1.5 hectares, and they have also land fragmented in 5 to 6 slots. In this, I mentioned this because to get a scale and to get, let's say, a platform that becomes, let's say, a long-term partner and sustainable in the long run, we really have to look at the market as a whole. And many of the farmers are still lacking knowledge, for what types of crop production they should address, how they can reach a profit, how to respond to the market requirements, how to increase sales, and at the end, how to export their products. So all these stages of development represent farmers in Albania, and most of the farmers practically are in the first 3 categories. So what type of production, crop production they should choose, what technical knowledge they should get for that, and then how they reach input and how they can increase efficiency and lower costs. Then they need quality, they need quantity. So all these aspects ABA Center and its platform is trying to address. I would like to, before going further, I would like to present key stakeholders that are in this project. So FedInvest, and then I'll leave to my colleague, Mrs. Hiroko, to represent, to introduce also FiAS project and JICA. So FedInvest is a credit and savings association which is licensed by the Bank of Albania for credit and savings, but also recently for payments. Our core activity is loans and deposits. But in addition to this, we have a social mission, and our mission in reality is really to help farmers and micro entrepreneurs increase their welfare and reduce poverty overall in the Albanian country. So the roots of FedInvest go much earlier in 1992, 30 years ago. when we started as a World Bank project, and then many organizations were created as a Credit and Savings Association, and then we went through a consolidation, and eventually we have FedInvest starting from 2016. Over these last 6 years, the FedInvest has been going through a huge transformation, and into this transformation, we have had also the help of our strategic partners like JICA, Rabobank, and some other partners that have helped us, for institutional reforms, organizational and management reforms, systems. So we implemented the new core banking system, to include also more financial products. In addition to this, what we have been looking on, based on our philosophy that our customers are in the center, we have looked customer, as one, and we want also to be seen by our customers as one for getting the services that they need, so financial and non-financial. And that's, where ABA comes into this play. So FedInvest has been growing, as I mentioned, over the years, increasing membership, increasing, let's say, number of new branches, and practically covering the whole Albanian territory. We have increased also our financial position, and we have continued to increase our loan portfolio and deposits. And recently, as I mentioned before, we have been licensed by the Bank of Albania for payments. So we have now included also payment services and products, and internet banking as well, and current accounts for our members. Before I go further, I'll leave the floor to Mrs. Tanaka, Hiroko Tanaka-san, and she will introduce FiAS project and JICA as key stakeholders into this project for setting up ABA and the ABA Center and its services.
Thank you, Perat. So let me introduce briefly about the project and the stakeholders involved in the project. So the project is called FiAS, Financial Inclusion of Albanian Smallholders, and the project is supported by JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, and we partner with the Ministry of Finance and Economy and FedInvest in implementation of this project. So JICA is the arm of government of Japan dedicated for international development cooperation, and it is presently supporting projects in 150 countries in the world. One of JICA's focus is poverty reduction, and it supports financial inclusion as an enabler or means toward reduction of poverty. The FiAS project has 3 key components and activities around that. Number 1 is customer centricity, which is really the core value of this project. And we have been producing financial product through and also non-financial services based on the customer centricity as the principle. And number 2 is also customer centric, but it is the component of non-financial services development, and this is done by the ABA Center, which is the topic of this presentation. And then the third component, which is also very much closely linked to the other 2 components, is the IT technology and outreaching, expanding access through IT technology. The next slide, please. The FiAS project design is based on the theory of change that is shown here, in which smallholders at the core and the center. If smallholder farmers have access to relevant financial services and non-financial services developed and delivered through a customer-centric approach, and are supported, particularly with the non-financial service of technical assistance in modern agricultural production techniques and information, they will see the value, which will result in the increased business in value in FedInvest, and contribute to a broader societal and economic value. So this is sort of the theory behind the project design. And project had planned from the outset that to support FedInvest ambition to provide the agriculture business-related services to its members, the smallholders. For FedInvest, it appeared such service was essential for the farmers to do better with their businesses, which is indeed necessary for FedInvest itself to do better in future. The next, so that is basically the basics of the FiAS project, and I would like to pass the floor on again to Pelat to talk a little bit more about the details of the ABBA Center services.
Thank you, Hiroko. And as you say, let's talk about ABBA services and its platform, and the voice of our farmers. Practically, what we want to achieve is really represent our farmers in our solutions, in our addressing their needs, in their representing wherever we want, wherever we can. So what is the platform providing? Market price information is one of the key areas. Online marketplace where to find buyers, advice on production technologies and farm calendar, financial education, weekly weather forecast. In addition, there are also news from agriculture sector, activities planned by ABBA Center and FedInvest as well, which is the key stakeholder in this initiative for ABBA. We also have information for subsidized schemes that the government is offering for the farmers. And we have also a section that relates to loans and repayment of the loans. So calculating the loan repayments practically. So all these are integrated into the platform. In addition, along which there is also a rubric which is forum and the Ask Expert. We'll go slide by slide, to see, what they practically and illustrate offer. So market prices. We have 3 big wholesale markets in Albania that include Lushnja, Divjaka, and Tirana. And we collect prices 3 times a week in these wholesale markets. Lushnja and Divjaka practically are the biggest, practically are the areas that represent the biggest potential of agriculture in Albania. And Tirana is the biggest center in Albania, where the biggest market for retail is. So every week, 3 times a week, we refresh the prices based on the information we get on the field. This information is very important for our farmers and for the ABBA Center members and users, because in many cases the farmers they don't travel to town, to markets. They don't have information on the price. They don't know where to, how to plan to harvest their products and what is the best moment in terms of pricing. They don't know also how to negotiate for the pricing, because many times collectors go in the field and collect without having them, being prepared to negotiate. So this is practically, all is a very crucial information that they need to have in order to be prepared when to sell, where to sell, and how to negotiate. So Sotirac is one of our key members of ABBA Center, and he gives his testimonials about how to use it. And he lives in Berat, and he's an input trader practically, and invites all the farmers, to get informed for the prices and to use it. What other services we offer? Advice on production technologies and farm calendar. Production technologies and know-how and skills related to that are provided into the ABBA Online platform, but not only, also, as I mentioned before, through face-to-face activities, even though we haven't been able to run many of those during this pandemic period, through articles and demonstration videos. There is more than 100 40 articles that are now on the platform that are covering 8 subsectors of agriculture, and also there is a lot of videos that show how to plant and how to cultivate and how to harvest, how to protect the plants from diseases, and also it's also for livestock as well. So there are eight subsectors. Farm calendar is a great tool for also for farmers to get them warnings, what key activities are needed for their farms, according to certain months. So this is very important for our farmers, but is also important for other citizens that are dealing with some agriculture activities even in their homes. As I mentioned, Albania is a small market, and the farmers try to accommodate and plant and cultivate, based on their thoughts and based on how they view the market. So many times they change destination of their crop production. So they need to have knowledge, quite an expanded knowledge for many crops in order to be successful. We have Eva, which is an input trader from Pogradec, is an ABBA Center member. Also, she recommends customer of ABBA Online for reliable and up-to-date information. Also, another testimonials is from Cemal, a farmer from Elbasan. He says that he doubled sales with better quality fertilizer and expert advice because, as Hiroko-san will touch later, ABBA offers a great option for networking with all participants in the ecosystem. Vajdad is an input trader also from Bubulima, which is a village of Lushnya, as I mentioned, a large agriculture area, potential. What about online marketplace? We just started, this is in Albania, this is let's say a unique undertaking because currently there is no one that is offering agriculture product marketplace online. So this is an opportunity for all the farmers to promote their products onto the platform, to find buyers. They can put quantities of their products, price, description of their product. They can include even photos and videos. So this is a great tool. It's in the beginning of development because it takes a lot of education for them to start and promote their products online. But we believe that this is a great opportunity for ABBA Center, is a great opportunity also for the farmers, and is a great opportunity also for the overall market development, for all participants in the ecosystem. So as we go, we are going to put a lot of focus on this marketplace and to see what are really the specifics we need to make it as user friendly as it can, so to really make it as a successful part of the ABBA online services. We have now Regi, a farmer from Lora, that he sold in 4 days, watermelon. He's cultivating watermelon and he's selling not only in Albania but also in Kosovo. So he found a buyer in Kosovo through the ABBA online marketplace. Financial education is also a very important section in the ABBA online platform. In order to have successful farmers, we need them also to be well informed about their financial decision, and for that it takes financial education. We have developed with the JICA consultant team 4 areas, topics, let's say, that are more relevant for the farmers, but we have a lot more materials. So we have prepared materials, brochures, and videos, tutorial videos, demonstration videos for savings, for credit management, for farm management, and for current accounts and payments. So they need to optimize their savings. They need to understand the benefit of savings. They need also to understand when they need to take credit, how they need to address credit, need to understand transparency on pricing of loans and transparency of interest rates. They need also to plan for their farms. So we have developed an API for this, which is called FedFin, and it's not yet uploaded onto the platform, but is already an API that is available. So there's a great tool also for them to plan for their investments and to plan for their income and expenses. So with the current account and payments that we as FedInvest we've been able to offer last year, this is all creates a full spectrum of main services for financial education, in addition to many other articles and videos that we have loaded onto the platform in cooperation with other partners. Alma is a FedInvest loan officer for many years, and she's very happy, having the financial education tools into her hands and into platform, into a smartphone, and is also a great tool to accommodate, let's say, FedInvest members, but also ABA Center members. We have also a dedicated team we call digital advisors that are now practically providing financial education sessions for both FedInvest members and ABA Center members. Where we are and what we have achieved so far with ABA Center services and ABA Online services and members of ABA Center. So we have about a year and a half now, and we've been increasing the membership, drastically. We have gone over 10,000 as we speak now, and we have increasing month on month. Sometimes we've been more successful, in other months less so. But we have been using marketing campaigns. FedInvest loan officers have been doing campaigns. We've organized contests with our loan officers, but also with the key stakeholders, input providers, and other ecosystem participants. We have collaborated with the Agriculture University and the students of this university to promote ABA services and to have them register, for these services. We have a distribution of registered members across, let's say, the country and in many sectors. So we have farmers, we have input suppliers, traders, we have FedInvest members, staff, and we, as I mentioned, Tirana, Lushnia, Fier, Elbasan are the main areas for agriculture, but we are also expanding throughout the country. And as I mentioned in the beginning, our vision is really to become a national center, reaching every Albanian farmer through face-to-face or online activities. So I would like to give the floor to Mrs. Hiroko, and then we'll continue. Yes, Hiroko-san.
Thank you, Penat. So let me now try to shed light on the innovative aspect of the ABA Center from the perspective of an ecosystem-based business model. So I guess that the innovation really is in the role that MFI, or in this case, FedInvest, has played in the establishment and functioning of the ABA Center. The next slide, please. So this is a slide presented by Bartosz at one of the MFC conferences. So the slide explains the transformation from solo business model to ecosystem business model, and the traditional solo business model is moving to ecosystem-enabled business model, in which interdependence between service providers and multilateral relationship among ecosystem participants are noticed and valued as important success factors of the participants. Next slide, please. So when we look at the ABA Center's business model, we can perhaps say that MFI, in this case FedInvest, has been playing the catalyst role in building an ecosystem in the Albanian agriculture sector in which actors create, deliver, and capture value for each other. Traditionally, Albanian farmers, despite its very small scale, as Pelat explained earlier, has been very much acting as solo business actors. And, this has been a big sort of a stumbling block for their development. ABA Center has brought in connecting and networking as one of the core pillars of the services. So this was done entirely digitally so far, basically. So without risking increased physical contacts in that process. The next slide, please. The ecosystem that ABA Center is trying to build might be depicted like this. Smallholders at the center, and then they are connected with various actors of the agricultural sector, such as input traders, off-takers, exporters, processors, agronomists, and last but not least, financial service providers. Of course, these participants are there for specific reasons and providing specific services and to play those roles. For example, let me explain about the role of the agronomist. So for historical reasons, Albania now has very few agronomists to guide the use of inputs and other aspects of agriculture production. That is why ABA Center has made the agronomical advice as one of the key pillars of services, gathering a group of trusted experts to develop up-to-date articles on agriculture technology and also like popular varieties of crops, and also offer answering individual questions via Ask Expert functions of the ABA Online platform. So this is how we are beginning to build the ecosystem of ABA Center with financial service provider FedInvest as playing the key catalyst role. So let us conclude our presentation with final remarks by Pelat on the future challenges.
Yep. There is a lot of challenges and risks ahead that we face. This is a new undertaking, new entrepreneurship. This is a new, let's say, center that is given life by FedInvest, JICA consultant team, and the Ministry of Economy and Finance. So, of course, there is FedInvest is very committed into bringing ABA Center and together with other stakeholders, to sending it to taking it to a next level of development. So FedInvest is a social mission organization. It's not for profit, as I mentioned in the beginning, and it's committed, let's say, to this initiative. We see the customer. We have the philosophy of looking at our customers, members, and in the center. So it's in the DNA of the organization to have this model of governance and also in all decision-making processes and providing the services. So we want to provide our members and our customers, the best value, not in terms of getting the financial services, but also non-financial services and looking at us at a one-stop shop concept. So FedInvest, in addition to this, is also benefiting from this initiative because having our customers become successful, having farmers become successful, which is the main category of our members. It's where we lead in terms of financial services in Albania. Also grows our business, growing our customers and equipping them with the tools and skills and knowledge to become successful. Means that they have better businesses, it means that FedInvest have also growing opportunities. Also, in terms of financial and digital education, means that also we develop them, and we develop also FedInvest services, with the trends and becoming, more competitive in this aspect. We, through ABA Center, we also, as FedInvest, can get to a bigger client base. Not everyone needs financial services, but everyone needs non-financial services. Everyone needs to improve their businesses and become more competitive in their businesses. And that's what ABA Center is trying to achieve, to meet such needs. And because the ABA Center client base is bigger than FedInvest also have, in this context, bigger, let's say, access to this and understanding better their needs. So we can also have this opportunity to understand better ecosystem participants and value chain, and also raise our brand and image as FedInvest. So practically, ABA Center and FedInvest complement each other in a great way and create a great potential for synergy and cooperation. The challenges we face ahead, lie in many aspects. First, I need to mention that all services of ABA Center are free of charge. So we have not introduced, let's say, fees for these services. Thanks to JICA, we have been able to do it so far. Also, as FedInvest, we have contributed significantly on this. But, as I mentioned, our vision is to become long-term partner of Albanian farmers, to become their voice, to be present, for all types of needs that they have. And since this is a small market, we really need to become also creative and to become innovative and to create a sustainability model that really provides the option to become a long-term partner for our farmers. So we need to, in the short run, we need to continue to support financially ABA, and as we go, introduce income generating services and sources. And this is a challenge because when you introduce income generating services and sources, it changes the game, and then we need to be very, very specific in how we address that. And this is the only way to become, let's say, sustainable in the long run, because otherwise it will be always ABA Center service will be always dependent on external financial support. So this is a crucial, let's say. It also relates also to what type of institutional form is needed for ABA. So this is also a key question in terms of how big we want to get and how we reach scale and how we become self-sustainable in terms of the services ABA can offer. We've seen models around the world, and there are not many, but those that are, it says that it takes few years, at least 5 years, to become self-sustainable. Introduce income generating activities and sources, and then starting to develop such services, to become self-sustainable. One of the things that is going to be a big challenge, and I think it's not only for us, it's also for other countries, as we see, it's the digital readiness of the farmers and micro entrepreneurs in general. And this relates to to the age of the farmers and micro entrepreneurs, but also not only. It relates also to their habit of the way how they see and how they practice doing business. So digital education and digital support is going to be crucial, for bringing them into a level that they really get the benefits from the ABA online services. Of course, we're going to continue with the face-to-face activities, but in order to reach in a cost-effective way all Albanian farmers, we need to bring them to a digital level that they really can use and benefit from it. So saying that, it's education for farmers, but it's also for us, it's a challenge to make this service as friendly as it can be and easy as it can be for them to use it. So this is one of the biggest challenges, and we'll continue to focus on this. And of course, as time passes by, we will work with the younger generation. We will work also with the older generation, and I think time will be the healing for this from both aspects. Albania is a small market, as I've been mentioning throughout my presentation, and we have introduced this platform, and we welcome any other platform, that will complement. But also, because it is a small market, and if we don't raise awareness and create, let's say, brand awareness for ABA, maybe also other let's say, initiatives that may run unnecessary cost, considering, what type of effort and energy it takes, to build this center and such services. So also it can create confusion based on the digital readiness of our market participants. So these challenges and risks lie ahead, but we are also optimistic that we'll address each of them, and we also believe in our partners and let's say collaborators into bringing ABA into a next level of development. And we want to thank you for listening to us, and if there is time, we can also navigate slightly, into the internet-based ABA platform, because, as I mentioned, we have developed applications for both iOS and Apple operating systems for any smartphone. So I can navigate quickly onto this.
Yes, Pearl, I think it will be very, very helpful. Thank you for the presentation. It was very inspiring, very interesting information about the ABA Center and the platform itself. And I think it's going to be very interesting for our participants to see the actual platform, the actual website, to watch the practical part of the presentation. In the meantime, I encourage all the participants to ask questions, to use this opportunity to ask questions in the chat box, or try to join the discussion. Well, because I think that the similar ideas and the question on how to support, how to project the future of microfinance institutions in Europe, but not only, are going on in many places right now. So I think it's a good opportunity to ask these questions, that especially maybe about the challenges and the risks that seems to be very well and seems to be very properly identified. And it seems that you guys made a lot of work to plan this, how to react and how to avoid the risk of happening. So I think you can go on with the presentation of the website, and in the meantime, I will just keep my eye on the chat and
of course, thank you.
Let you know if there are any questions. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. I'll share the internet-based version quickly. So it's practically it's in Albanian, because it's targeting Albanian farmers. We have also only the headings in English, but only that. So we have information here about us, which includes, how to what ABBA Online is, how to register, ABBA Center and its services, key experts, and the committee of ABBA, which is a committee that is practically providing feedback and comments and providing, let's say, it's a focus group that help the ABBA management committee, to take decisions and to take new initiatives. So it's collecting field feedback and how the services of ABBA are perceived. So technology of production, it's divided into agriculture and livestock. So agriculture includes the vegetables, the greenhouse vegetables. These are the subsectors of agriculture. The field vegetables, it includes the olives and oranges. It includes other fruit tree areas and vineyards. So these 4 big subsectors of agriculture. In the livestock, it includes cows, sheep and goats, bees, poultry, and other plants. So for all of these, we have prepared numbers of articles, as I mentioned, and videos also that demonstrate practically. So if we take, for example, for this one, we'll see all the articles that are related to this, and we can see also videos that we have prepared for such articles. I'll show you in a minute also some videos how they are run. We have the information for the market, so where we have the prices for practically we have only for vegetables currently in 3 whole markets. We don't have for others. But in the future it may go even more, but currently that's all we have. So based on this, we can find the prices for all these three areas, and the prices are provided in a tabular form, but sometimes also in a graphical form. So this is about the pricing. We have news for the agriculture. We have here the standards that are required for products that are exported in European countries. We have subsidized schemes from the government. So all the way how they need to do to get and benefit from such schemes. We have the agriculture relevant legislation, which is relevant for the farmers. And also we included the COVID-19, let's say, section. We have histories of success, and we have many of our members that are successful cases, story cases that I mentioned before. We have forum. This is our community. We have forum and ask expert. In the forum version, to get these services, you need to be registered. So some of the services here are, you don't need to get registered. You get only information. But if you want to become an interactive participant in the platform, you need to register. If you want to get, let's say, services like online marketplace and ask expert, forum, and some other information that is more personalized, then you need to register.
And I would like to interrupt you here, Perla, because we have 2 questions in the chat regarding the clients of ABBA. Does ABBA offer services to microfinance clients only?
Yes. Yeah. We offer services to all customers, not only to microfinance. Of course, our main target is microfinance customers, farmers, because they represent the majority of our customers as Fed Invest, but they represent also, in terms of Albanian market, they represent the majority of the Albanian population. So we are a mission-driven organization. We want their development. We want to assist them in building better businesses and activities. So, but everyone can benefit from ABBA services.
So even other open for everyone, not only for the clients, but
yes, it's open for everyone. even other ecosystem participants like input traders, as I mentioned, few successful stories, exporters, collectors, other let's say agriculture pharmacies, that is a certain category. Everyone can benefit from this, and they also can promote their products through the platform and marketplace we have built here. So they can put photos, they can put also videos for their products, but they can get also interrelated with their other participants in the platform. So there is an option to have dedicated email service here. There everyone in the ABBA platform can have dedicated email from ABBA. They can privately communicate with other participants in the platform. They privately also can get questions to the experts. So they can choose the way how to get information or how to get linked with other participants in the platform. They can create networks as well. So all these are options that the platform is offering.
Oh, this is actually the answer to another question. If you facilitate also contract farming, because if you are linking these farmers and entrepreneurs together, it's also some kind of a facilitation of the contracting between them. Yes.
Yes, of course. Yeah. In the future, our plans also include that we also get into a more, let's say, into the transaction mood that people can contract through the platform with each other. But that's next level. Currently, they can promote their products, and buyers can find information, where what they want and how they want, and prices that are offered for certain type of products and qualities. And they can, through the platform, they can privately link with each other. But in the future, our plans is really to have also contracting, let's say, stage into the platform.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in the forum, everybody can participate that is registered, and they can post a topic, and then others can participate. If for the Ask Expert, you need to. This is a private, let's say, question, so they can raise questions here, and then within 24 hours there will be an answer from our experts that are practically very well-known experts in Albania. We have the financial education, as I mentioned before, and we have all those topics regarding the savings, personal finances.
Sorry to interrupt you again, Pella, but there's one question appeared regarding the experts advisors.
Yes.
It's actually a pretty interesting one. During the bad crop season, does it ever happen that clients default, citing advisory or services as a reason for crop failure?
We haven't got such cases. To be honest with you, our experts are really well known, and if the customer needs a very specialized service, as I mentioned before, we haven't gone to services that generate income, but the services that we are providing currently, they are more or less not a very special, let's say, very personalized. They are to a certain degree, but not very, because we don't want to get to personalized services at that level so far. But in the future, yes, it may be. But we need to understand that ABBA Center is in itself an entity that, let's say, it's an initiative. Of course, is run by FedInvest as well, but it does not. It is not linked to, let's say, FedInvest financial services per se. So we haven't had cases that customers have created that image that because they got a expert service, they defaulted.
Okay, thank you.
So in terms of financial education as well, all these topics regarding savings, loans, farm management and other financial products like current accounts, payments are important, and they are got here. We have the farm calendar, which is great for all these sectors that you can see here: field vegetables, green vegetables, olives and oranges, poultry, other fruit trees, hens and vineyards, cows, bees, sheep and goats. So for any of these, you can get, for a farm calendar for all the months of the year. So, and for example, if we click here on April, this is the calendar, that we need to have for this type of for these olives and oranges. Yeah, this is the key activities that they must take place. And sometimes they are also specific in terms of days when they need to be done. If we choose another month, for example, here we have this one, March. Yeah, and then also July. So these are, and we refresh this based on more up-to-date information. And just showing you some tutorial videos. For example, this is a tutorial video how to register in ABBA online. This one is for explains who are our experts, that are providing the information. I wanted to find a video. Just let me check. Okay, so let me see this one. Okay, this is an article. I'm trying to find a video. Just a second. We have here. This is for addressing some of the diseases that they may be. Okay.
Okay, we are running a little bit out of time. So
okay.
We can.
Yeah, just maybe I'll show this one. Just
Mirë se erdhët në platformën ABBA Online. Jeni fermer që kërkoni të rrisni cilësinë e prodhimit dhe fitimet? Tregtar i lëndëve të para bujqësore? Eksportues produktesh bujqësore? Apo jeni sipërmarrës të interesuar të investoni në fushën e bujqësisë? Dëshironi të rrisni rrjetin e bashkëpunëtorëve, klientëve dhe
But this is the type of videos that we have for all these subsectors that we are producing in the field. And then uploading into the platform, and we believe that this is a good tool, to reach all Albanian farmers and to bring it into a format that really is easy to understand and grasp the key knowledges and skills that they need. Okay, any other questions?
Well, I think yes, we have some questions about the very practical thing on the microfinance loans here in the chat, but this is not the topic of the of our webinar today. So I would like to wrap it up a little bit because we're already out of time. So this was very interesting presentation. Thank you very much, Ferhat. Thank you very much, Hiroko. I think that the main the main idea here is that to understand that this is the ABBA platform. This particular case is not it's not the tool for the MFI to gain profit. This is just changing the attitude and changing the point of view and the role of the MFI to understand that this is just its role is to be as Hiroko mentioned, the catalyst of the change of the ecosystem around the particular profile of the customer. You know, so the business, the financial services are just like a small part of the of that service. I would compare it to the to creating the social media for the farmers, for that can use this platform to communicate, to learn knowledge, to and to actually also exchange use the financial services and other kinds of services around the farmers, the farming industry and the farming question. So this is the important thing is to understand the role of the MFI as a part of the ecosystem, not like the center part of it. You know, it's my conclusion for the presentation, for this case study you showed us, you presented us. I don't know if you agree with me, but I believe so.
Yeah, we definitely we agree with you. It's so we're not looking at this as how to increase our profits as or to increase, let's say, the income as Fed Invest. We're really looking at our customers, and our customers are in the center. Our philosophy is customer centric, and we really want to make them, you know, to put them into a position to become more successful into their activities, become more competitive, to, you know, to embrace the evolvement and the development and trends. And if they are successful, of course, we are going to be successful. So that's our drive, that's our approach. And this is a service that is missing. No, there is no similar platforms in Albania. No, let's say, marketplaces like we want to introduce, you know, we have introduced for them, and we want to develop even further. So we give them not only information, skills, knowledge, but we also give them access to other ecosystem participants in the marketplace, and we put them into a position that they really can compete. Because in many cases, as I mentioned, they are very small, fragmented, and they don't have also access easy into the markets. They are dictated on the prices. So all these aspects make them very vulnerable in other environmental factors. So our approach is looking at them, putting them at the center, and if they are successful, we are going to be successful.
Yes, thank you very much. So thank you, Prelat. Thank you, Hiroko, for your time and for the presentation. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and invite you to another webinars organized by Microfinance Centers in April. So thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.